Good day, podcast community. I'm Pete Kane, alias Podcast Pete. And today I want to talk to you about design and desire. So, what is desire versus design? I know we all focus on that desire. Do you have the desire to succeed? Do you have the desire to do this? And you work hard on that desire. But I want to give you the difference in outcome, which was shared by Daniel Priestley, one of the mentors I have that's helping me scale and grow by 10x. So this might be helpful to you if you've ever thought about it. Hey, what's your desire? What's your goals? What's your dreams? Well, you have to be looking at it with design in mind. And here's why. If I desired to be an NBA basketball player at 67 with a stroke that took out my left side, all the desire in the world wouldn't get me there. So you have to think not that you're trying to limit yourself, but you have to have design, or it might be the system, the what you're trying to achieve. I am 5'9". Don't think I'm that fast anymore. So I'm fast enough to walk, but these guys are sprinting up and down. So if my desire is I want to be an NBA player, well, the design may not be there. And that is what you have to think about. So when you're trying for something, you want a system like what we're doing. We have 3 avatars. 1, entrepreneurs that want to grow and scale their business by 10x. That takes a different mindset. It takes a different design. That takes a completely different approach to how you grow in your business. 2, nonprofits that want to grow and scale their business by 10x and make thriving communities and create thriving communities. So if you don't have the design or the plan or the system to get there, all the desire in the world will just come up short. If I have a desire to climb Mount Everest and I want to do it by myself, I probably have 0 chance of doing it because you have to have a strategy. You have to have a design. How are you going to do it? First, hire a guide. Second, get in a community of people. Third, I got to focus on that first base camp. And then that guide's going to help me get to that first base camp. Once I hit the first base camp, they're going to reassess the situation. My guide is, not me. I don't know. I hired somebody to get me there. I'm just going to put in the sweat, the putting in everything I got. But the design is that guide that's going to help you. Wind changes, weather changes. We're going to go up the west side instead of the east side. Those are the kind of things we're going to do it in a day or two because we're going to see how the weather changes. Because that's the desire. I have the desire, but I don't have the design yet because I'm leaning on that guide. That's why you'll hear me talk about the importance of having the best coach you can hire. Because by design, that person has the mindset to help you navigate at a highest level possible. So you ask the questions. What kind of success have you had? Who is training you? How did you get to what you are now? How did you get certified? Who certified you? What is that person's credentials? That helps to design in your mind whether this is the best chance for you to succeed. And you have to think that way. Have a desire, great. I have a desire to be a millionaire. Now, what's the design look like? Well, maybe I got to get up early. I got to start setting goals. I have to have better habits. I have to have I have to have better mindset. All those go into the design category. Have that desire because I don't know if you've heard this before, but people will say about willpower. I'm just going to power myself through this challenge. Willpower doesn't work. Willpower, and if you haven't read um, Atomic Habits by James Clear, he makes it clear that willpower will not get you there. If you're creating a habit, just be in the will. I got up when I lived at Overture, which is a 55 and older community. The average age there is with 80. People get there and they don't want to move. So the age kept creeping up over the years. If I oh man, what was my point with a desire? Oh, I could have a desire I know I was making a point there. I don't know what the heck I was. Um, Something. I'll think of it in just a second. Well, when it comes to desire, so I could have a desire, but if I don't have the design, the people around me, the community, the coaching. Oh, I know what it was. My habit there was get up at 3:30. I spent first few minutes drinking water. Then I went and I started journaling. Then I took a break and went down to the gym every morning, missed one day. I overslept when I didn't have enough time to get to Rotary that day. But my point is, I stacked all these habits. So my willpower, there's going to be some mornings you're going to wake up and you go, I don't feel like getting on that exercise bike. I don't feel like going downstairs. But I stacked brainstorming, setting goals, journaling, drinking my coffee, having my quiet time, reading my Bible, and on and on and on. So it was so powerful that when I wake up, I jumped out of bed. I mean, there was no hesitation because I knew the outcome and I knew the design of that morning. So I did that morning after morning, 7 days a week, 365 days a year, missing one time. And I did miss 3 weeks when I fell. I busted my ribs carrying my trash and I just leapfrogged in the air, hit the ground. And when the ribs hit concrete, the concrete wins and the ribs lose. And it was 3 weeks of pain. And there's not much you can do besides a little Tylenol because when you bust your ribs or you bruise them really bad, you better be glad you can breathe. But if you do breathe, it's painful. And if you do sneeze, it's like a knife goes right into your side. So for 3 weeks, I had to sleep in a chair upright because I couldn't sleep flat because it was so painful. And I called a buddy of mine who was my doctor at the time. I said, what should I do? He goes, well, good news and bad news. Good news is you're alive. Bad news is no, wait. Good news is glad you're breathing. Bad news is you're breathing. And then he went on to explain nothing you can do. But every breath you take is going to be painful when you're off the meds. And that meds was just Tylenol. So, the first day or two, I think I took something stronger, but then I went off it. I'm not that kind of person. I would rather not. So anyway, so for 3 weeks, and he said, it's going to take you about 3 weeks. And almost to the day, 3 weeks went by, and then I was able to go down to the gym again. And I went back on my routine. every morning, 7 days a week, because I built that desire around design. Desire goes with design, but that design is, how are you going to design that desire? So I hope this makes sense, that you can start looking at your desires and what's my design? What's my strategy? What's my systems? How am I going to do this that I have this strong desire? Then you increase your chances of the outcome you want. So, if you want to take our assessment, we always give you a free assessment, but there's more. It's like an infomercial. And there's more. A master class. Yes, a master class for free. Our ecosystem, I'm giving it to you. Now, you can implement it on your own. Yeah, it's going to take you a lot longer. Might not even do it, but you can. I want to give you something of extreme value. It took me 3 years to come up, not to come up with it. My partner and I have been working together for 7 years, but a combination. Like, one of the steps is the assessment. One of the steps, which is number 9, is AI. And if you're not embracing AI in your business, well, shame on you, because you're going to wake up one day, the world would have changed, and you're going to wonder what happened. You want to be the one that is on the front end of a major transition, like major, like more change is going to happen next year than in our lifetime. And I'm 67, so I've been around a few years, a few cycles. So you're gonna know pre AI, which you'll think, like, back when electricity came, go, oh, I remember when we didn't have electricity, we had light candles. Oh, I remember before AI, I used to do this. And now you're going to say, now I do it this way. So embrace AI. Well, since I'm talking about it, let me give you my partner's free course, free mini course on AI. This guy is the brightest guy I know, Jeff Bourgeois. Google him, go on LinkedIn. That's his primary platform. So go there and see, and take his free course. You'll be so much better because of it. And just a quick story before I end. He kept telling me, Peter, you do anything with AI? No, I'm too busy. I'm doing podcasting. I don't have time for that. I didn't even believe it. And then he kept asking, and I kept saying the same thing. Then I was putting a course together. I said, well, let me try this AI. I was using chat. I still do chat GPT. So it's on my phone. I speak. Give me a 12-week course that involves mindset, habits, and goals. Break it down, and so I give it. I look at my phone, 20 seconds or less, the outline, the framing is done. So I tweak it a little bit, put it together with my team, then I start working on it. Start putting the meat on the bones. That would have taken me months to do. That's not my skill set. Being dyslexic and ADD, I can barely put 3 words together without misspelling one of them. So it's not something I was good at, but I used AI to kind of have a tool to help me. I still got to record it, still got to put it together, and my team puts it together, but all I do is put the meat on the bones. So if I didn't do that, I don't know if I would have known how quickly AI can work for you. Don't think you hear different things in the media like, oh, it's going to eliminate this, it's the end of the world. Look, be careful what you listen to. Find trusted people, but more important, try things. Learn them for yourself. You have to be convinced of something. So test it out. Get that course. Try it out. Find out how it can work in your business. And so go back to the master class right here. Number 9 is the AI, but there is 10 unique steps that are all scalable, every single one of them. But together, it's the most powerful ecosystem since Apple. I know you're thinking, yeah, right. But that's an ecosystem that went from almost bankruptcy to the most valuable company in the world. So ecosystems work. Hopefully, you can see how it can apply to your business and you go from just getting by to scaling and growing your business by 10x. Thank you so much. I'm Pete Kane. If you have anything you want to reach out to us before, support at petekane.me. And if you just put on there, if you can't get to the master class, put on their master class in the subject line, and we'll get you a link to that. Thank you so much. Now, be bold, make an impact, and have fun. Be bold, make